With the fast-moving world and developing cities, people are migrating towards cities. It becomes difficult to accommodate huge number of population in a small area. We can't be lazy thinking that horizontal construction can still solve this problem. To overcome this problem, we need buildings which are tall, quick in construction, aesthetic in its view, elegant in its beauty, which can build happy communities and which gives you solace. After the selection of site, leveling of land is very important. On a broad category, land is generally divided into two types. First one is loose stratum and second one hard stratum. The site which we are working is of hard stratum. So, excavation is usually done with blasting and rock drilling. As the base soil is hard, there is no need of pile foundation on the site which we are working. But the base should be strong enough to withstand high load of 20 floors acting on the base. And hence, the site which we are working took raft foundation with combined footings.
We can clearly see the foundation and the footing are laid with the combined raft and the isolated types, and the bottom three floors are built with heavy columns and beams. The column size is 0.9 into 0.3 meters and beams are 0.4 into 0.3 meters. Once the three floors are laid, now comes the part of the building with shear walls which has no beams and columns.
As the foundation and base footings are laid, now it comes the part of waffle slab. This is general formwork for waffle slab. Once the formwork is erected, trapezoidal waffles are placed over the formwork and reinforcement is arranged. Now you can see how workers are working on reinforcement. Waffle slabs are generally used for bearing high loads. Compared to normal slabs, their thickness is very high, but still they are hollow with waffles. In the waffle slab, the gap between waffles is arranged with reinforcement in the form of beams, which helps the slab to bear high intensity of loads. Generally, reinforcement bars are tied using various forms. There are 6 types of ties. First, snap tie. Second, wall tie. Third, double strand single tie. Fourth, saddle tie. Fifth, saddle tie with twist. Sixth, cross or figure 8 tie. Generally, for slabs, snap or simple tie is generally preferred. is PVC cover and it is more durable than concrete cover. The upper groove in the PVC cover fixes the reinforcement not to move from its original place. Once the reinforcement is completely arranged, concreting is done. After curing, this is how waffle slab looks from top. This is how waffle slab look after removal of waffles and curing.
Once the 3 floors are laid, now it comes a part of slab. Slab is very important. Now you can see reinforcement of all over placed. The reinforcement size is all about 8 or 6 mm. Now you can see slabs of various types. There you can see sunken slab, and you can see over there block slab and various kinds of slabs placed all over. The most interesting thing is the beams here are casted monolithically so that the shear wall fits exactly into the beams. In this type of construction, you can never find beams and columns once the shear walls are completely built. Once the slab work is completed, now it comes a part of vertical reinforcement where the shear walls are placed. Now you can see the reinforcement for shear walls. Diameter of vertical reinforcement all around 10 mm to 12 mm, and the formwork is placed accordingly. This is the same slab after concreting and curing for 1 day. The form is mostly removed in just 1 day after curing, but curing is completed for next 7 days. Slab gains all its strength in 7 days, but in 1 day it gains equivalent strength to allow further construction. Now you can see vertical reinforcement of size 8 mm or 12 mm, and now it comes a part of my one formwork from here.
Once the vertical reinforcement is placed, then comes the part of Mivan formwork. This is how reinforcement is arranged. Now what you say is Mivan formwork is special formwork made of aluminium, which has a design code and is designed especially in Malaysia. Mivan formwork cost about 10 crores. It can be used up to 250 times continuously. This is a wall tie which has regular holes and is used to connect the formwork. This is a pin. This is a wedge. They are used to connect the wall ties.
Once the wall tie is placed, pin and wedge is arranged as follows. This pin and wedge is so firmly fixed that no concrete can leak out of the formwork.
This is how pins and wedges are placed.
This is the wall tie which is going to connect the shear panels. This is completely filled with grease. Once the wall is completely cured, this wall tie is carefully removed by removing the wedges, and this yellow cover which remains inside the wall, this doesn't affect any of the stability factors, and the wall tie is removed. Now what you see is called cover block, which is not actually a concrete one. This is made up of PVC which has a holes inside so that it can hold even in the vertical reinforcement. Even the strength of this cover is usually very high compared to cement block. You can also see the electrical linings which are placed inside the wall, as once placed cannot be destroyed or removed, as it is important for us to place the electrical lining exactly in this position so that they doesn't move from their position. Once this is completed, the shuttering is placed in its position and it's fixed with the help of wall ties. Now there is also a doubt that concrete may flow out, but the formwork is so firmly fixed that it is after precision of 0.01 mm that there is no chance of concrete to flow out of the formwork. Now you see reinforcement, wall ties as well as Mavan formwork completely fixed. Now the front cover is also closed and concreting is done. You can also see the electrical linings over top over there.
Once the Mivan formwork is placed on the walls, then slab formwork is placed with the help of piers, and reinforcement is placed above the slab formwork. Similar to the walls, with the help of pins and wedges, the formwork is tied. A hole is made on the slab for bringing formwork from lower level to upper level. Hole is of length 40 cm and breadth 15 cm, so that formwork from bottom story to the top story is carried easily. Once the work is completed, the hole is filled with concrete and covered.
Now this is the same apartment where after the formwork is completely removed, you can see the Mavan formwork over here which is removed. Once the formwork is completely removed, you can see a smooth finish. That is, there is no need for any plastering over this wall. Only two white coats and abruptly paint on it, and the apartment is ready. You can see various places. This is the kitchen, this is the veranda, and the thing is, now you see the electrical linings, electrical fittings, which is casted before only, which I have shown you previously. That is, there is only the switch box has to be fitted over here, and very less work. This is the child bedroom, and the next comes is the washroom. The plumbing lines, that is the holes are already drilled, and the sewer lines are placed exactly in this position. This you can also see the ventilators over here. This is the complete view of the building with shear walls, which has been constructed within 6 months. The merits of the building are its quickness in construction, height of structure, accuracy in finishing, very less wastage of materials, and it can serve effectively and efficiently during the lateral loads that are wind and earthquake loads. The demerits are its difficulty in repair works, that is, the wall needs to be break down in any kind of repair works during plumbing or electrical works, and bit cost effective. This cost is not much effective as the cost in labor as well as the quickness in construction will cover this cost effectiveness, and in near future shear walls are going to be the most profitable business in construction industry.